There is a red number on your screen. Maybe not this minute, but you will see it this week. And what you do in the 90 seconds after it appears decides whether you have a career or not. Not the trade that made the number red, the trade you take next. Here is what nobody teaches you when you start. Losing is not what destroys traders. Losing badly does. You are not bad at trading. You are bad at losing. And I can prove it to you in 5 behaviors. Let me tell you about the trade that taught me the difference. It was nothing special. A clean setup, the right size, a stop set at the exact line where my thesis would be wrong. Price moved against me. The stop got close. Then it touched. That is the moment. That is the exact moment a career bends. And what I did next was not close the trade. What I did next was move the stop. 10 ticks. Just to give it room. It kept going. So I moved it again. Then I sized up to win back what I had already lost. 40 minutes later, the account was gone. I did not lose because the strategy failed. The strategy was fine. I lost because I did not know how to take a small loss. And for the next 2 years, I was convinced I needed a better one. I bought courses. I changed time frames. I tried prop firms. I had a losing problem. I thought I had a trading problem. Those are not the same thing. It took me far too long to see it. What finally changed was simple. I started labeling every losing trade in my journal. Not by setup, not by market, by what I did with the loss. 2 categories emerged. Clean losses, small, closed at the line, walked away, and avoided losses. The ones where I moved the stop, or sized up, or froze and watched the number grow, or closed and opened another trade to win it back. I stopped counting after a while, but the pattern was already obvious. The average clean loss was small enough that 20 in a row would not threaten the account. The average avoided loss was roughly 10 times bigger, sometimes more. Every account I have ever blown was not one bad trade. It was one normal loss that I refused to let stay small. The 70 accounts I told you about last time, every single one was an avoided loss wearing a costume. Once you see it everywhere. 5 behaviors. They all mean the same thing. 1. You move the stop. Just a few ticks. Just to give it room. You tell yourself the structure changed. The structure did not change. You changed. 2. You size up after a loss to make it back faster. The market does not care that you sized up. It cares about exactly what it cared about before. 3. You freeze. The number grows. You watch. You tell yourself you are waiting for a bounce. You are not waiting for anything. You are hoping. 4. You close the loss and immediately take another trade. Any trade. Because being out feels like the loss is real, and being in feels like it is still fixable. 5. You abandon the plan to stay flexible. The plan was the only thing protecting you from yourself, and you just removed it. So be honest. If you have done even one of these in the last month, you are not bad at trading. You are bad at losing. So here is what nobody told me for 3 years. Losing well is a skill. It might be the most undertrained skill in this entire job, and it has 3 parts. The first part is that you accept the loss before you take the trade. You decide what you are willing to lose. You write it down. The number is real before the trade is real. The second part is that you close at the line you set. No negotiation, no fresh analysis, no new chart. The line was the line. The third part is the hard one. You walk away. You do not take a second trade to win the first one back. You do not size up the next setup because you need to recover. You let the loss be the loss, and you let your nervous system absorb it. In the moment, walking away feels like surrender. It is not. It is the only thing protecting the next 10 trades from this one. Winning streaks rewire your brain. I covered that last time. But losing badly rewires it 10 times faster. And the rewiring you do not catch is the one that takes the account out. What I do now is simple. Every loss gets 1 tag. Clean or avoided. 2 columns. That is the whole system. At the end of each week, I count the avoided column. If it is 0, I am running the system. If it is anything but 0, the system is running me. So I cut my size in half until it is back to 0. I have not blown an account in a long time. Not because I found a better setup, because I finally learned how to lose. So before you go, drop a number in the comments. The biggest loss you ever let grow bigger than it should have, and what you did instead of just closing it. We have all been there. And if you recognized yourself in those 5 behaviors, here's the part that stings. This was never a discipline problem. You are not undisciplined. The video on screen right now is where I finally figured out what it actually is. Watch that one next. The next red number is coming this week. Now you know what to do in the 90 seconds after.